This podcast was produced with the financial support of the European Union and the Culture Fund. Contents are the sole responsibility of Aloud and do not necessarily reflect the views of the European Union and the Culture Fund.
I'm back. Guys, I know I've got a terrible voice, but one of these days, one day, strong so hlabelela mina. Linjani. This is Girls Aloud, supported by Culture Fund Zimbabwe. Like I'm always saying, this is a podcast for women. It's about women. It's for women. But anyways, I mean, men are allowed to listen, because you never know. You're benefiting 1 or 2, 3 things from the podcast. I'm just not being selective, but then, yes. Anyway, my name is Nozi Maposa, also known as Mapo. And on today's session, we're talking about co-parenting. I love this topic. I mean, it's one of my favorite topics, but then am I your favorites? I don't know. But anyways, this is one of my favorite topics. Anyways, Emma, just jump onto it. Sharon, thank you for joining us on the show today. I hope you're fine.
I'm fine. How are you?
No, I'm okay. So,
Liam. He's 4.
Okay, that's sweet. Sizing is why.
You have no idea.
I know. Okay, so please, can you just tell us, can you just take us a bit through your co-parenting journey from the time you knew that you were expecting to date?
Well, it started out as a boy meets girl situation.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, boom, we're having a child.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought we were going to be,
to be together.
Mommy and daddy
Okay,
in the house raising a child. But there were differences here and there, We ended up just calling it quits.
Why saying Liam?
He must have been about 2 years old. I don't know about the...
Okay, so then you just thought, let's just co-parent.
Yeah, it's better if we are apart, but we have to be together for this child to make sure that this child has a better life.
Okay. So, talking about that, at what point did you decide being apart is better for everyone, and Liam included?
Well, it was about when...
Do you feel like probably your relationship was going to strain, umntwana?
Exactly, that was the whole reason behind me leaving. It wasn't because the relationship, yes, it did fail to a certain point, to a certain extent, but I feel like I chose, I'd rather have a happy child than a relationship that's struggling, if you understand what I mean. Because unlike most people, he didn't cheat on me, but I just felt like the quality of life is a sea life. It wasn't what I wanted for my child. I wanted more, and he wasn't ready to give me more. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather you be single, and I'll just be mommy. Okay.
So as you officially end the relationship, yes. How do you ensure that you stay a mother first before an a crazy ex-girlfriend or an angry person, a bitter ex-girlfriend?
Well, it's hard. It's very hard. I don't want to lie.
But then I'm saying
I understand you. It's very hard, but then I feel like a situation forces you to be the mother first, because I gotten myself out of the situation of being with this person that was making me mad all the time. And you have this face that looks at you every morning and smiles, and you have to make a plan of how you're going to feed this person
I know.
Making sure everything is okay. So I feel like just taking myself out of that situation and being somewhere else, and I had a strong support system as well. I went back home, so everyone at home was supportive, and everyone tried to make me feel all right, and that's how I feel like I sort of forgot about being the ex-girlfriend or being crazy. You just leave it behind and just try and be a mother.
Okay, so Liam's now 4, like you said, and then lay age, inquisitive. He started asking you questions like, "Mommy and Daddy, why didn't I like?" And are you honest? Why you didn't work global?
I try, because as much as he's curious, he can't comprehend a lot of things. So I try and be as honest as I can. Because recently he asked me something rather weird. He asked me if I love his dad.
That was a hard question.
It was. And
what was your response?
I was like, yes, I love Daddy. I will always love Daddy, and Daddy and I love you. But we stay in separate homes.
Okay. All right.
Because there's another the daddy is now with someone else.
Okay.
So she asked me again, do you love her as well? Yes, I do. I do. We all love you, and you should love everyone just as much.
Okay, so how do you facilitate custody issues, visitations, and you said he is someone now? Like, are they married or?
Well, they are not officially married, but yeah, they are working towards that.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but then, like, how do you feel comfortable having hair around Liam?
Well, it was a challenge. I don't want to lie. At first, I wasn't.
Oh, sorry. Not comfortable. Like, don't you feel insecure or jealous? That's my question.
No.
Do you trust her?
Yeah, I've seen her around my son. I've been around her around my son. So I've sort of seen how she is around her, and how he is around her. Because umntwana will naturally tell you, am I comfortable around this person or not? You can tell. So I've been able to interact with both of them in the same space. So, you know, you are never 100% okay, but I'm comfortable enough to let him be around her.
Okay, so then, like, how do you facilitate my visits and visitations?
Well, fortunately,
how do you share it?
Our case didn't go to court or anything.
Yes.
So it's more of when he goes there when they want him to.
Okay, but then
we have no structure. Yes.
Okay.
We have no set structure to say this like this. You pick him up weekends, because men are very unreliable as well. we had to pick the child up and he never shows up. Yeah, so that's just.
And then, like, is that happened before?
Yeah, plenty times.
Like, does Liam ask? Does it accept him? Like, or upset him? Sorry. And when open to the sitting, I
would break down literally. Be like, why didn't my daddy come? And you are like. You don't have answers, but you're like, they're too busy, they had to go to work. You have to make up some lie.
Okay.
You know?
But then I will create tension between you and Liam's dad.
No, but then now my priority is Liam.
Yes.
It's not the dad.
Yes, but then, like, you hurt umntwana, and
I have learned to take care of him and not be inquisitive because what he's going to tell me might upset me, and I might end up lashing out at both of them, because I might end up lashing out at Liam as well. It's very easy.
I know.
I don't know, like, I was so frustrated. So I've learned it's been a journey. At first it used to frustrate me, I don't want to lie.
Yes.
But now.
Okay, so like my finances. Okay, who takes care of what? And do you actually sit down and plan what you are going to pay for this, I'm going to pay for this? Is there a structure that's set?
In an ideal world, it would be, but no.
Okay, so but then usually umbani or my finances
I have to. I do everything. I do practically everything. I get a lot of help from family,
yes.
But from family, from both sides of the family. But mostly, primarily, it's me.
Okay. So like, do you think there's a difference between a baby daddy and a father of my child? Like, I once read this article. They were saying, what's the difference between the two? Do you think, when you're understanding, do you think there's a difference between the two?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Because I think a father of the child is someone who actually wants to be there, someone who actually participates, someone who actually cares. And asks for, escolo, how is the child doing, and actually goes to activities, escolo, and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then there are those that you have to call and be like, okay, yes.
Okay.
And then
Yes.
It does happen like that. Baby date. And the baby daddies do come with the drum.
Yes.
They do come with the drum.
they actually do. Okay, mind if I ask you though, but then when in your situation, in your case, what do you think you have, a baby daddy or the father of your child?
He tries to be a father.
Yes.
He tries.
Okay.
But I think I would have to categorize him as a baby daddy.
All right. I won't go any further. So, like, how do you handle conflicts, like, with him? Like, when opinions differ, like choice of school, like Lind was a church, and sometimes umntwana uyasuka it's well if you're like, you know, they bring this toys and then you feel like you're spoiled. You're not supposed to have all these things that's from and like how do you handle those things?
Or we are saying attitude because
yes,
and you have a certain way. I try and address it. Fortunately, we are still very good friends, if I could put it that way.
All right.
I'm able to talk to him and he respects my opinion.
All right.
Yeah, and he does tell me because he tells me discipline. He's got that. I think he overcompensates as well, so he feels like wherever they are together.
Okay.
But fortunately, we do have an understanding. We talk.
Okay. So are the courts always necessary when it comes to sharing your custody? You know, like I've seen. We also have a maintenance court. Okay. Do you think it's necessary to have that? Let's say umuntu uyabona umuntu lo akafollow through ngama finances akhe akakeep imali yomntwana and you know that person can do this but then akayenzi.
Nxa engayenzi vele it's necessary because ideally we would want to work sibe civil singabantu. We talk to each other, you pay this, you pay that, you see your child when you are supposed to, you know, but people don't usually follow up. Men, it's rare to see women not co-parenting well. But it's rare.
Okay.
So I think it's necessary when a person is not doing what they're supposed to do.
Okay. All right. So like, what do you really think causes a conflict, like these misunderstandings between between our parents? Like easy win, like you don't want to lazy. These are the major things with my ex when it comes to umntwana.
Yeah, especially when both parties move on or one party moves on. Usually the father
Okay.
I've experienced that as well recently. We are wanting to talk about the child.
Yes.
But then if the other person on the other end is insecure,
yes,
communication, it becomes.
Okay.
You are sort of controlled.
Okay, yes, I understand.
You seem like usufuna ukukhuluma lo baba womntana wakho because you want the relationship back or something like that, which is not usually the case. Well, it might be the case for some people, but not for me.
Okay.
I don't want to go back there, but I feel like she is so insecure sometimes. She feels like. Because, like I said, we are still friends.
Yes.
We do talk, and when we talk, we laugh. We have a good time.
Yes.
You know. We do not hate each other.
So like,
and then it's frustrating when you want something, you communicate to the other party. They do not act.
All right.
It's the agents, sense of agents, respond when they are supposed to. Until it's the last day, umntwana sokuthwa ngene esikoleni ngabhadalanga fees and you are like, but daddy, why didn't you pay?
Alright.
Or suddenly someone just shows up getting at 6 a.m. it is
okay, without communicating.
Yes. Because they feel like I can do whatever, but you don't do things like that. Yeah.
Alright. So like, how do you maintain a civil partnership with your ex? How do you just like put aside the drama, the reason why you guys fought in the first place, the anger and all that? How do you put aside, and for continuity, how do you maintain a civil partnership?
How do you do it? You just have to put your child first. I think that's the only way. Because if you hold on to that anger and resentment, trust me, ahula progress. You just keep on bickering over and over again. But then who suffers? So if you put your child first, I guess it's easier. Not easy, it's never easy, but it's easier.
Okay. So like you said, when you have a relationship with you guys are friends, do you think it's okay? Is it okay for you to be still friends with him, or in relationship and you should be strictly about the child, about William?
Well, personally, I feel like it's okay.
Yes.
But I have found that it's uncomfortable for other people.
Okay.
Like for example, I have a partner as well.
Yes. All right.
He feels sometimes, I've noticed. He just wonders, okay. Because most people, when they break up, it's kuba lo kwi-animosity khona abantu abasakhulumisani
European, yes, and all that. Yes.
Yeah, I found it's uncomfortable for some people, but for myself personally, I think
it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when earlier you said baby daughters, they've got a lot of drama. Okay, like what's the drama? What does the drama entail? Baby dating. Just break it down. Break it down.
Hey, I want my child. My child.
What else? Like, when it comes to your own personal relationships, yes. Like, has it been a problem? You found someone else now.
Well, he does question.
Yes.
He I don't feel like he thinks he has a right to say to me.
Yes.
You know, but he does question me around. Okay, who is this person that you have around my child?
Okay.
And you know, are you guys serious? Do you think it's okay for him to be around my child? Because that's one of the conditions we both had when we separated. Okay. You know what? Let's keep our relationships away from the what? The child.
Okay.
But as time goes on, it becomes harder and harder to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so now I understand. You know, sometimes in my relationships, they never really work sometimes. So you might find out who you try out, like you have John, you have James, like you meet John, you guys don't work out, you break up. And then you meet James, you guys don't work out, you break up. Okay, fine. So my question is, do you have a protocol that you have to follow before someone meets your child, to avoid such things? Last month my child met Sydney, this time is meeting Dre. Like, you just need to know.
Yeah, I feel like there is a protocol, but I also feel like personally you feel it as well.
Yes.
Okay, is this relationship with my child being in it?
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
Because these are just...
This is just a fling.
Because dating in this century as well, it's not very easy. Yeah.
Okay. So, what would you say? Like, is it okay for Baba Liam to have a relationship with your partner now, and when to have a relationship like girlfriend Baba Liam? Is it safe? Are they supposed to be civil with each other, or have like a friendly relationship, which is more than civil? Like, I
think they should. I mean, I would.
Do you have a relationship with the girlfriend Baba Liam?
Well, we are civil.
Okay.
I would like us to be a bit more civil than what we are right now, but I don't feel like she's willing.
Okay.
I don't feel like she feels comfortable as much as I feel. Probably because she is not the mother. I am. You understand? I am the one with the child in the relationship, and she has a partner in the relationship. Okay,
like, sorry, can I just catch up a bit? Because I've heard people who are dating. I'm a baby daddy's omunye umuntu. So what they say, that's what they say. They think, baby mama feel entitled to the guy because they feel like I have got a child with this person. Is that not the same that you're saying right now?
No, not necessarily. I feel like no, it's not the same. Because they think they have the right to the men.
Yes.
Personally, when I communicate with the men, I want something for the child.
For the child, okay.
So when they protect the territory because they want to,
Okay, then you feel like your child's interest now as opposite.
Yes. So sometimes she's not even listening to what I'm saying.
Yes.
She's like, why are you calling at this time of day?
She does.
You understand?
Okay, yes.
So instead of, my child could be in hospital sick, you answer your phone at 8 p.m. and be like, why are you calling me at this time of day?
Okay.
Can you see now it becomes...
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. So I think it makes it even better if you were friends with her, and so that she understands. So much that you can even talk to her. Call
I
her
feel like
phone,
it would be better if I talk to her and be like, you know what, William right now needs this.
Okay.
And then she's like, you know what, that guy, we are broke. Can we cover you later?
Okay.
Do you know that would make things simpler?
Make my sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
It's never like that. It's never like that.
It's never like that. Okay, fine. I'm just saying. Let's say you and Liam's dad, you work things out.
like a romantic relationship, you guys reconcile, what would be the conversation like with Liam?
Wow. That would be hard. Because already she's got a baby sister with the other. There's another child in the other relationship.
Okay, all right.
That would be hard.
All right.
I guess I'll just have to explain to him that sometimes adults fight and sometimes, but then mommy and daddy have decided to come back together and be a family again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So since it's not always 100% available in Liam's life, what more figures do we have? Who do you have in Liam's life? Because he's a young man and then he needs to look up to someone.
Yeah, he's got uncles. I've got brothers, and I have a sister as well who's married to a wonderful man who has been there. Okay, Indian. He practically calls him daddy too. So nice. It's very nice. It's very heartwarming to see them together. He's got no lack of female role model in his life there, and he's got a grandfather as well, 2 grandfathers as well. They also try to be in his life, and yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, before we go for a break, do you think co-parenting is an African way of raising children? Do you think it's feasible in an African society?
It is, but then traditionally in an African setup, we have always done it through aunties, through grandmas, and I think now we are at an era where our families, they are not as tight-knit as they used to be. So now we are having to do this one-on-one direct situation where
it's parent to parent. Yes.
So that's what complicates things a little bit, because Gudala we used to do it through Ogogo, auntie, which we and then you collect. But now we have to. It's now on, it's now on,
Okay, thank you, Sharon. Let's just take a break, and then when we come back, we look at our audience reviews.
Okay.
This podcast was produced with the financial support of the European Union and the Culture Fund. Contents are the sole responsibility of Aloud and do not necessarily reflect the views of the European Union and the Culture Fund.
Oh, Sharon, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'll just go through our questions and answers that we got from our audiences. Okay, so personally, I think into the co-parenting as co-feasible in an African community. She says people are always violent and bitter and they feed your child's lies about you. Like they tell him amanga ngobabakhe and then the same ngahamba ngobabakhe. So like what you think?
Well, I don't think we can completely rule out what are feasible just based on that.
Yes.
Because naturally, it's natural, I don't want to lie, for you to be bitter. It's natural for you to feel like sometimes we are hey wena sometimes it comes out naturally, but you try. I don't think we can completely cancel Wuti. It's not feasible just based on that. It makes it harder, but it's not saying it's not feasible. It is. If you want the best for your child, you can.
You can always make it work.
Yeah, because I feel like me now rather have a good relationship with my child than have a good relationship with another man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So umunye uthi na sometimes they feel like I feel like my child's being taken away from me. I feel like the dad's family, they can give my child more than I can give him. Sometimes I feel like I'm reacting like do you get to a point where you feel like no, is just being taken away from me?
Yeah, because as people, we are 2 parents and we all have different traits.
Yes.
He also has a strengths where I might be weak.
Yes.
I also have a strengths where he might be weak. So I feel like it happens at times where I feel like, okay, my child is getting...
They feel like the relationship is being threatened.
Yes, it's somewhat natural, I feel. You feel like somehow, somewhere inside, we both want to be the better parent. It's an unspoken truth. We both want to be the better parent. Yes. But I feel like, it happens.
Okay. So, there is something that I hate about baby daters. They always act as if they own you as the mother of the child. They want to control your life, who you date, your lifestyle, and you can't move on. They make it hard for you to move on.
Well, I have never experienced that.
All right.
But yeah, I guess because I live in a society where I've seen it as well with other people.
Yes.
Yeah, there are men who are like that.
All right.
Because I remember recently I saw a girl where city, the baby daddy went as far as destroying a vehicle because with another man.
Wow.
And it's like, who is this person?
Wow.
Why are you with, as we are not together anymore,
yes,
but you still feel like, yes, that was sad. It happens, it does happen. They do that a lot.
Yes.
They want to move on, but they don't want you to move on. Yes, because apparently when you move on, you don't become a better, you become a worse mother. Yes, okay. But then it's not true. It's just an ego thing, I think. But they feel like, they do feel like they own you.
Okay, which is terrible. Okay, in as much as co-parenting benefits the kid, but sometimes I just feel like we have created confusion in the child's life. So much that people do things differently. They do things in a certain way, and then at home we do things in a certain way. And I feel like tomorrow I tell him, don't steal, but then fine, that's a terrible example. But then I just feel like I tell him, don't beat up someone, don't eat this, but then child tells you Uchi, but then that's what I do each day.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true. It's one of the challenges that you face when you're co-parenting. Because I have seen situations where I feel like it's better when the child is with one parent. You can visit here and there, but you are just not fit to be. It does happen. Because even mothers, you'll be surprised. Some mothers are not fit to be in their children's lives.
So, my baby dad's family is kinder to me than he is. They even acknowledge my child. So my child has uncles and aunts and a grandma, but not the father. Yes.
That is so true. It's so true. You'll find I have better relationships with his grandfather, with Liam's grandfather.
Yes.
I have a better relationship with the sisters. Than I do with him.
All right.
We actually talk more. I actually talk more to some of the people around him about his child than I do to him.
Okay.
So much that when something happens, maybe he does something funny, I'll take a picture and send it to his auntie and be like, but it's hard for me to do that with him because he's not always there. He's not, he's not forthcoming that I want him to be for his child. So it's true. It's true.
Okay, so sorry, but financially, does it also happen like that?
Very much.
They step up more than he does.
Very much they do. They do. I have his family that steps up more than he does. Yeah, so much that I sometimes will have conversations and they'll provide for his child even if he doesn't. You'll get to know about it afterwards. But okay, Lapa,
so and so did this.
Yeah, so and so actually did this, and they do their check. They do.
All right, but at least they do step up. Anyways, the last question. My baby mama always assumes that I have money and she's bad at planning. So I end up looking like someone who's not doing enough for Umdwana. Yet she doesn't communicate and she can't budget money.
Yes, that happens. Or when I think it's a case of people being bitter, like we were saying.
Yes.
But sometimes it's not always about not being able to plan.
Okay.
But it's saying, you will give me money when I need auntie you. Yes. And you are busy there because sometimes you see people living their best lives on social media and stuff like that. So you think, so you went out last night. You better give me money for Pampers and Apela. You understand?
Okay.
Sometimes women do that.
That's very hard to deal with.
It is. But sometimes people do that because they are just bitter. And we do have people that don't know how to plan because they think, he'll make a plan because you understand that abazali mama wethu they always tell you
yes,
so that I guess it's instilled in us as well as women we are mothers, we are not taught to be providers.
Okay.
But when you are a single mother, you are a mother, you are a
provider,
provider, you are a nurse when you need to be, you are everything that child needs.
All right.
And I don't know, sometimes we think we need special recognition for that, but we really don't. We are just being a parent.
To your child.
Yeah, because even if the father was there or not, you are still going to have to do those things. Because even if it's a single dad, he's still going to do those things. So yeah, it's a very bad habit that we do as women.
Okay, so but then do you think, just to avoid such things, is it necessary to like include equals for say like maintenance money, or this is how much I'm going to give you, $100 a month? If you don't spend this properly and wisely, I'm not giving you anything else.
Yes. Sometimes it is necessary.
Okay.
Because it gives both parties accountability now.
Right.
The father can then say, you know what, I gave you $100 this month.
Yes.
Where did all of that go to?
Okay.
You can now, unless there's an emergency, stuff like that.
Yes.
It gives both parties some sort of accountability. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Sharon, for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Like I always say, we've come to the end of the show. I just hope people with questions on co-parenting, understand what co-parenting is. You just understand how hard and how easy it might be to raise a child with someone together but yet separate. We've come to the end of the show. Please don't forget to follow us on our Twitter page at Girls Aloud ZW. This
podcast was produced with the financial support of the European Union and the Culture Fund. Contents are the sole responsibility of Girls Aloud and do not necessarily reflect the views of the European Union and the Culture Fund.